My name is Saran, and I'm the Executive Director and Chief Changemaker of Aziza Peace. The reason I do this work is because I believe in the power of love. I believe that it wins. I think that it changes things. And I believe that when people fall in love with themselves, they fall in love with the opportunity to change things, and their love empowers them to be part of the change we want to see. It's love. My daughter, Niall Aziza, was going to a predominantly white school, a white elitist school that she deserved to attend. And my roots are like a Black Panther. That was my dad. And so I understood that she was going to go into this white elitist space, and I wondered what was going to happen to her Blackness. And so I decided to quit my job and be a full-time mom at a time that my daughter needed me significantly. And in that time, I thought, what happens to the other girls whose moms worked as much as I used to? And I asked her, would it be okay for me to, quote unquote, be a mom to those girls, and also to be a sister to those women who needed support too? And thus AP started. So in the school systems, Black girls are disproportionately expelled and suspended from schools. And so we understand that that's a problem. And we went into a predominantly white school to address that. Black girls are attitudinal, they're a problem, when it is actually a lack of cultural competency that is the issue. When we talk about LGBT, when we evolved into that work around 2011, we're talking about LGBT kids not going to school for bullying, and the number one cause of death for them being suicide. So we understand that to address the needs of this population who so deserves to be here and so deserve to thrive and so deserve to know what it is to be loved and to love themselves, our work constantly has to evolve, because here we are now with DEI being a bad word. And so how do we shift our work but still maintain the impact? Evolution is necessary for change to happen. Oh man, fashion is kind of like not what I do. That's who I am. I've loved fashion since we had paper dolls, and some of y'all are too young to know about paper dolls, but I knew that I loved fashion when my grandmom gave me paper dolls when I was a little girl. I knew that I wanted to go into fashion in some way, and I did. I modeled professionally. I went to school for fashion. I've done everything in fashion you can imagine. Own a boutique, a stylist. I've done it all. And the thing about it, when I went to school for fashion, I thought, why are we taking psychology and sociology? Why are we addressing culture in fashion? And at the end of the day, that is what it is. And even more, we are the culture. We are the beginning of everything. Fashion, makeup, hair, all of that. And because of that, I got drawn more into it, because I absolutely love myself. And our kids need to understand what they put on makes a statement before they get to open their mouths and what that will do. And they also need to understand that there is a psychology to that. There is a stereotype space for fashion and all of that. And there is cultural appropriation, and you need to know who you are while you do it and what it will make space for you to be able to do. Fashion is absolutely important, and I am grateful that I know about it in order to use it to make change. I think that we have definitely managed to establish a space in the city, being recognized for our work in fashion. What we more so want to do is have people understand how we use fashion in arts and music to address mental health, behavioral health, self-actualization, and agency. I think that we are trying to evolve and get out of the space where people understand that there is STRUT, and STRUT is dynamic, but it is a reflection of the actual work that we do with young people. Using those things for them to find their voice, for them to gain their agency, for them to understand that they're the change that they want to see. And then there's STRUT, for them to be able to get on the stage and actually do that thing that you call strutting, like a peacock, right? With your chest out and your head up. letting people know who they are and why they're here. So STRUT, I think, is a great statement for us. I think we now have to use it for the community to understand the depth of the work that we do through STRUT. I name it STRUT because when you think about how beautiful a peacock is, when it's strutting and then it spreads its feathers and it looks absolutely stunning, and it's walking like I am the birds of birds. And I think that we opted to use that word because that is exactly what we want to teach young people. You are it. You are it. Walk like it. Own it. And you come from greatness. Reflect that too. Your ancestors are counting on you.